Welcome back, guys. Today I will introduce the Chevrolet Grand Prix, which will be the 7th round of the IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship in 2024 at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. So let's discover now everything about this race. First, let's introduce the Chevrolet Grand Prix race. This race has been held in Canada since 1975 and used to be part of IMSA GT Championship, World Sport Car Championship and American Le Mans Series in history. And since 2014, Chevrolet Grand Prix has been part of the IMSA Weathertech Sportscar Championship. So let's talk about the records in this race. Porsche is the manufacturer with the most victories in this race with 8. And about the driver, who most won the Chevrolet Grand Prix, is Lucas Luhr with 5 wins. Now let's talk about the track Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. This circuit is located at Bowmanville in Ontario, Canada. It's a FIA grade level 2 track, with 3.957 kilometers or 2.459 miles of extension and with 10 curvers. And let's talk about the entry list. There will be 35 cars competing at the Chevrolet Grand Prix in the 2024 edition. At the GTD class there will be 14 cars competing, while GTD Pro class will have 9 cars. And the LMP2 will be the top class in this race because GTP will only return at Road America. LMP2 class will have 12 cars competing, and compared to the Watkins Glen round, we will not have a Dragon Speed team. So let's check now the full entry list for this race. Beginning first with the GTD class. The first team in this list is Vassar Sullivan number 12 with a Lexus RCF GT3 car. The drivers are Frankie Montecalvo and Parker Thompson. The second team in this list is AWA. First, the car number 13 Chevrolet Corvette GT3 car with Ori Fidani and Matt Bell. The next one is the Heart of Racing team number 27 with an Aston Martin Vantage AMR GT3 car with Spencer Pompelli and Roman De Angelis as the drivers. Now the Korthoff Preston Motorsports number 32, which will use a Mercedes-AMG GT3 Evo car. The drivers confirmed are Mike Skeen and Michael Grenier. At Conquest Racing number 34 Ferrari 296 GT3, the team will have Manny Franco and Albert Costa Balboa. The only Mustang in the GTD class, the Proton Competition number 55, Corey Lewis and Gianmarco Leverato are the drivers. Now the Andretti Motorsports number 43 with a Porsche 911 GT3 R car. For a while we don't know yet if Jarrett Andretti and Gabby Chavez will be the drivers. Let's wait and see. But at Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti number 45. Danny Formal and Kyle Marcelli will still be the drivers with the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2. And here comes the Winward Racing number 57 with a Mercedes-AMG GT3 Evo car. The team will have Russell Ward and Philip Ellis. And now the only Acura GT3 team with the Gradient Racing number 66. The team will have a lineup with Sheena Monk and Stephen McAleer. The next team is the Inception Racing number 70 with McLaren 720S GT3 Evo car. Brendan Iribe and Frederick Schandorf are the drivers selected for the CTMP round. Now the 78 Forte Racing with a Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2. The drivers are Laura Spinelli and Misha Goikberg. And here comes MDK Motorsports number 86 with a Porsche car. The drivers confirmed are Caron Lee and Anders Fjordbach. And finally the last team in this list at the GTD is Turner Motorsport number 96, the only one to use a BMW M4 GT3 at the class. Robbie Foley and Patrick Gallagher are the drivers. Now the GTD Pro class. Beginning with the Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller with 2 cars. First the car number 3, which will have Alexander Sims and Antonio Garcia. In the sister car number 4 is Nicky Katzberg and Tommy Milner remain there. Now Paul Miller Racing. This team is the only one to use a BMW car in the GTD Pro class and will have Brian Sellers and Madison Snow. The car number 9 Pfaff Motorsports, McLaren 720S GT3 Evo, will have Marvin Kirchhofer and Oliver Jarvis. The next team is Vassar Sullivan number 14 Lexus RCF GT3 car. The drivers are Ben Barnicoat and Jack Hawksworth. Now let's talk about the number 23 Heart of Racing team with an Aston Martin Vantage AMR GT3 Evo. The drivers are Ross Gunn and Mario Farnbacher. Alex Riberas will once again be absent due to the WEC race in Sao Paulo at the same weekend. The next team is the Ford Multimatic Motorsports. First the car number 64 with Harry Tinknell and Mike Rockenfeller. And for the car number 65, the drivers are Joey Hand and Dirk Muller. And finally the last team in the GTD Pro lineup is the AO Racing team number 77 Porsche Rexy car with Lauren Henrik and Sebastian Prial as the drivers. And finally the LMP2 class. So first of all let's start with the United Autosport. At the car number 2, the drivers are Ben Keating and Ben Hanley. And at the number 22, we're gonna have Dan Goldberg and Felipe Albuquerque. The Portuguese driver will be replacing Paul Di Resta, who will be competing the 6 Hours of Sao Paulo in WEC. At the CrowdStrike Racing by APR car number 04, George Kurtz and Colin Braun are the drivers. The next team is Tower Motorsports with car number 8. John Ferrano will have Ringer van der Zonde as his teammate at CTMP because Charlie Eastwood will also be at Sao Paulo for the WEC round. Now let's talk about the TDS Racing number 11 car. Stephen Thomas will have Scott Huffaker as his teammate at CTMP round because Mikkel Jensen will prioritize WEC at Sao Paulo with Peugeot. The next team is the number 18 Era Motorsport. Dwight Merriman will not be at CTMP and Road America and will be replaced by Stuart Wiltshire and will join Ryan Dalziel. At the Car 20 MDK by High Class Racing, the drivers are Dennis Anderson and Seth Lucas. The next car is the number 33 Sean Creech Motorsport, the only team to use a Ligier car in the LMP2 class. The drivers confirmed are Lance Wilsey and Joao Barbosa. The next team is the Inter Europol by PR1 Mathiasen Motorsports car number 52 with Nick Boole and Tom Dillman as the drivers. At the 74 car Riley, Gar Robinson and Felipe Fraga are the drivers in this team. So the penultimate team in this list, the number 88 Richard Mille AF Course. Luis Perez Companc remains the team and will be joined by Pipo Dirani because Nicholas Nielsen will be competing at Sao Paulo in WEC with Ferrari AF Course. And finally the number 99 AO Racing Spike car. The drivers are PJ Hyatt and Louis Delatraz because Paul-Lou Chatton will also be racing in Sao Paulo at WEC for the Alpine team. And now about the schedule and broadcasting. The free practice one will be on Friday, July 12th. The session will have a duration of 90 minutes. The free practice 2 and qualifying will be on Saturday, July 13th. The FP2 will also have 90 minutes length and the qualifying session will be divided in 2 groups. The first group will be all the GTD Pro and GTD cars, with no driver restriction. And the second group will be the LMP2 class and a bronze driver is mandatory. Each group has 15 minutes in the qualifying session. And on Sunday we're gonna have the Chevrolet Grand Prix race at CTMP with 2 hours and 40 minutes in length. And about broadcasting, for people who live in the USA you can watch the entire race on Peacock streaming service or on USA. And for people who live worldwide you can watch the entire race free on IMSA TV or YouTube channel with Radio Le Mans Broadcasting. So what's your expectations for the 7th IMSA round? Who are going to be the winners in CTMP? Which team are you going to support? So let me know in the comment sections below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not lose more videos about WEC and IMSA. We see you in the next videos.